Welcome to the shit show.
It is the All Elite Wrap-Up, the wrap-up of all the wrap-ups of the year. Next year will be our 1-year anniversary show of the All Elite Wrap-Up, because we began the All Elite Wrap-Up at the start of 2024. So that's the biggest thing that happened in 2024 for AEW was we began the All Elite Wrap-Up. So we'll save you all the rest of everything. But
that's all.
This one, traditionally, if you've been a fan of the Spanish Announce Table and all our other things, we like to go big on the last one. We like to give some awards. We like to give you a rundown of what happened. And AEW jam-packed some other shit we got to do. They've got a pay-per-view, right, coming up this weekend. So we got to pick that. And when we got to pick that, you know the loser of last pay-per-view picks has to wear a Jeff Jarrett shirt. And I mean, look, we're both wearing black tees here.
I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it. I'm wearing it. Okay. Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah, let's keep this energy for when I have to wear the shirt. Let's see how much you don't. In contrast, like I said, I'm wearing a pile drive fascism shirt because I'm cooler than you are.
I know. I should get that shirt. I should get that shirt.
And all proceeds go to like the trans. I forget the exact name of the organization, right? But it goes to Trans Youth. And thanks again, Neon Ghost, and I think Brett Michelle was in on that, and some other folks. Like, thanks for doing all that up. It was awesome stuff.
I like it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was a great find on our secret public Discord channel. Is that a secret that we're all saying?
I think. Yeah.
Brother, we got a lot of shit to talk about, so let's just fucking talk about it right now. First off, before we get started, cut my finger, got a Mickey Mouse Band-Aid. But I love your background for this episode.
Don't you?
Yeah. That's a good one.
I was like, you know what? I got to have it. I saw the hammer sign. I was like, man, it's so cool.
Well, it kind of looks like you're in the Gladiator. Like you're about to like walk down these steps and then fucking compete.
Tito's right. Gladiator. There's a Discord. I don't know what.
I'm just saying, like, it's a secret, like it's one of those things like, the moon's made of cheese, right? We're just all saying things here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's Aaron Rodgers speak. You know what I'm saying? It's Aaron Rodgers speak, right? You know what I mean?
We're saying we're inoculated, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we're saying, right? Is all we're saying. We have folks in the chat. We got Fuck Your Mama 2 times in the chat. We got Wrestling with Neurodivergence podcast. They've said a bunch of things. We got Tino in the chat. I'm excited. Let's just get into it.
Let's talk about you do the news, used to do the news really, really great, better than anyone else.
Well, before we get into that.
Yeah, before. I'm getting so excited. That's why.
As we were talking about, we got folks in the chat. We want you to join the chat live with us, talk amongst each other and us as we go through this. And another thing you can do to talk to us is send us emails and send us a clip, right? aewrapup@gmail.com. You send us that. We'll play it right here. It can be video, be audio, or you can type it out and I'll read it right here. We have one from our senior European correspondent, Tom.
I haven't heard from him in a long time.
I love it. It's been a bit. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance to my favorite two Kansas City wrestling podcasters. That was kind of specific, wasn't it? Just Merry Christmas to you guys. You guys are cool. And Happy New Year's to you guys, and you're cool. And Happy New Year's and Merry Christmas to all the fucking AEW Wrap-Up family. International correspondent back in your lives and back in your hearts again. Now, let me start this off. I think about a month ago, ahead of Thanksgiving, I sent a clip in, but I sent it to the wrong email because I'm fucking stupid. So, my bad for that. My bad for that, boys. But yeah, my question for that one was, for my first question, how much wrestling is too much wrestling to consume in one sitting? Because ahead of Full Gear, I was 2 weeks behind on all wrestling, so I made an effort to watch 2 weeks of WWE and AEW television to be all caught up, and that was ahead of watching Full Gear, and then I watched Full Gear that night, and by the time I'd fallen asleep, I was well burnt out on pro wrestling. I was like, I'm not going to watch this shit again. Right before I watched right before I finished Full Gear and then continued watching wrestling like I usually do. So for you guys, how much wrestling is too much for you? Because I think trying to cram 2 weeks worth of content on 2 different shows, comes to maybe 9-10 hours, and that was ahead of a pay-per-view or whatever the fuck, probably more than that, I don't know. But yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot of wrestling to take in at once, and that was a lot. And also, just really quickly for the year-end awards, I don't really know the categories or nothing like that, but I'm just gonna say the rest of the year, it has to be Swerve or Roman Reigns, or dare I even say Cody. Just on maybe not on a character thing, but for Cody on an in-ring thing, I have quite enjoyed a lot of his matches this year.
You're the one.
Feud of the year, like, it's either one, if it's one of 2 for me. Number 1 is Hangman and Swerve, and then number 2 is Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. I don't understand if anybody has any other 2 feuds that aren't in the top 2 for them this year. I guess Punk and Roman, if we're gonna do that, but whatever. I mean, not Punk and Roman, sorry, Cody and Roman, but yeah. That's it. What do you guys, and my final thing, what would you guys like to see from a storyline and a business perspective in 2025 as well? That'll be my final question this year. That's it. I think that's everything. That's everything I need to say. Yeah, cool. Merry Christmas again to all the boys, to everyone listening. And next year I want to hear more people send voice recordings in to this wonderful show, because it's just been me. And then the one time Fuck Your Mama 2 times sent a clip in. Big up him as well. Fuck Your Mama 2 times, man. So, shout out you a real man. You're a real man. I want more voice clips from everybody next year. So yeah, that's it. Ooh, 3 minutes, 22 seconds. That's a long one. All right, I'm off. Bye.
Ash is awesome. If you want to hear what we want from like a business perspective storyline, I think we might have covered that last week on, our Dear Santas.
I'll just say mine real.
Want to jump in?
Well, I'll just kind of reiterate mine. Mine basically is to grow to a more casual audience, especially with the resources available. AEW, I really think, needs to be working with their other partners, with Warner Brothers. I already said the Orange Cassidy
Max.
On Food Network, all that
Max
stuff. Yeah,
Network.
Max, all the stuff. Yeah, Warner Brothers Discovery is the parent. Max is the thing. But yeah, having fucking the best for have Orange Cassidy with Guy Fieri on Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives. I think would be fun.
Like,
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but that would be mine from a business standpoint. Now, we won't answer your other ones because we got that at the end of the show.
We've got that during,
TBD.
We have our Wrapup Awards. But how much is too much in one setting? Man, I tap out at 4 hours, man. I'm not a all day, every day type, right? It is one of my first loves is pro wrestling. It's one of my daily loves, you know what I mean? Like, it's the thing I consume the most of still, but man, I can't go too long sitting in anything. Maybe that's, I don't know, ADHD or whatever you might want to call it, right? Where I'm not going to do it that long and actually keep paying attention anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to answer, because if it's a pay-per-view that we're all into and ready to talk about and all that stuff, 3.5 hours. Like, if you want me to pay attention, if you want me to next day say, what happened last night? And for me to tell you everything, 3.5 hours. For weekly television, 2. Like, at one time. Obviously, I could do Collision, Dynamite, Rampage, obviously, RIP to Rampage. But you know what I mean? I could do that in a week, but at one time, 2 hours. Anything after that, the commercials start to be the same. All that stuff gets to be just monotonous. And I'm just like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, I think there's a reason why collectively the majority of wrestling fans were like, Raw 3 hours. This sucks, which I just read a press release that SmackDown is going to be 3 hours. That's fucking smart. And get the fuck on with this. Netflix is going to change the game. Fuck off. Fuck off. You guys realize, I just want to say this real quick. It's the dumbest fucking move, because during the football season, when people like myself were watching wrestling, I would go back and forth between Monday Night Football and wrestling. I'm not going to go between apps. It's easier to do like the last channel, on your remote control, you could hit last channel and it click, that's easy. I'll do that all night. But you want me to go from, in my case, Hulu to Netflix back to Hulu. I ain't doing that shit. I'll catch Raw the next day. And guess what? I won't, because then I've got something else and I'm going to watch Luca play LeBron, or you know what I mean? So like, it's a fucking horrible mistake.
Tino, shout out Tino in the chat says, by the way, last time you guys were talking about the game show the best friends were on, the show was The Floor is Lava. Which I don't know if you've seen that. Yeah. So
I didn't know that was a game show. I just thought that was what kids do. Oh, actually,
I heard it was a
I
thing.
have seen it.
Yeah.
Yes. I have seen it. No, I'm lying. I have seen it.
Shout out to all of you folks out there. Some might say you sickos out there. I am graciously gracing with my presence while not, fully, finishing the K-State bowl game.
Oh my God.
You guys, my presence. But I'm happy to announce, Tom, that they did regain the lead here with 4 minutes, 15 seconds left in the game to go. So anybody following up, or keeping the score alive, might want to know, because this is important stuff here. These, these bowl games in late December here.
Yeah, that are not in the college football
for 8-4 and 7-5 teams.
Yeah,
are important stuff, Tom.
Those future real estate agents and motivational speakers, they really need to win this game. These guys are going to
manage an enterprise rental outfit, Tom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jeez.
Assistant coach for Drake University. Oh. Anyway,
back to but yeah, I mean, I'm done at 4 hours. I get when you're trying to do a catch up, right? As we were talking about with Ash's call here, right? But like 4 hours is my max, and that's got to be a pay-per-view, right? Regular, if it's just like regular thing, man, I wish we would keep things at 2 hours. Fucking 3 hour Raws were done.
Yeah, 3 hour of any television show is dumb. I can't, like football games, unless it's a overtime kind of thriller. This has kind of been my barometer. If you're longer than The Godfather, you better be the greatest thing fucking out. Because that right there is like I was at the very end at Godfather 2. I was like, God, okay, hey, I'm never done. That's cool. Love that movie. Any longer, I would have hated it.
Yeah. But it's got to be something good. Like I think I remember binging Breaking Bad, right? Things like that, right? You got to be bringing it pretty constant, and I gotta have nothing else going on.
My wife is watching. Yeah, my wife has never seen Breaking Bad, so she's been catching up on it. She's watching it for the first time. She just got to the episode where Walt says, "Say my name." He goes, Heisenberg, and he goes, "You're goddamn right."
Yes,
dude. Tim, I fucking flexed just walking by. I wasn't watching. I was just walking by, coming down to the basement, and I just was like, I walked in. I was like, yes.
I used to watch it, like I watched it a long time ago, and then I would see it several times because my son watched it one time, and then he watched it several more times, right? Mm-hmm. Like repeatedly he would watch it again. I would come by and be like, "You watching Breaking Bad again?" He'd be like, "Yeah." And I'd be like, "Again?" He'd be like, "It's fucking good." And I'd be like, I mean, it is. And so I would just stop and watch some scenes, and I'd be like, "God damn right, it's good." And so a couple times I've seen the, I am the one who knocks. And I remember the first time watching that, I literally like got up out of my fucking couch and went, "Whoa!" I was just like, fucking murder somebody. All right, anyway, let's get back to the pro wrestling. Ash Hendrickson is in a great call. You can do the same thing. Again, that's aewrapup@gmail.com. You can also hit allelitewrapup.com. And keep rooting on K-State at the same time. Anyway, Tom, let's get back into why we're here. All right, it's 2024. It's the last episode. AEW's coming to an end, and we are going to talk about, obviously, we're going to make some picks for World's End. We are also going to give our Wrapup Awards, right? We're going to give you some of the, best wrestlers, best, all those kind of things. But if you're like me, you might have kind of forgot what happened in 2024, right? So to do the awards, I got to go back and look. And so while I did it, I kind of compiled a list because I kind of forget, Tom. Like, I don't necessarily, you're better at this, right? If we're talking about something, you'll be like, "Oh, if you'll remember back in June, these two fought." I'm like, I don't fucking remember that. Like, now that you say it, I remember it. But I don't have that recall, right? I'm scatterbrained. I say I'm scatterbrained, but like our folks with Wrestling with Neurodivergence might say, if we had a robust series of mental health in this country, I might recognize that maybe there's some, just some issues on a spectrum of neurodivergence. But that's not what we do here in America. We rub some dirt on it and shake it off and move on, right? So I say I'm scatterbrained and I don't remember things, right? So I'm here to help you remember if you're like me. Tom, you ready?
Yes.
All right, we're going to get in the All Elite Time Machine and go back in time. All right, Tom, it was January, AEW 2024. A real quick recap. Here was our champions. Timeless Toni Storm was our 3-time women's world champion after having defeated Shida at Full Gear in 2023. Nice. Samoa Joe was our men's world champion after having defeated MJF at World's End. Julia Hart was our TBS champion after having defeated Chris Statlander and Sky Blue in a three-way match at Full Gear. Christian Cage was our two-time TNT champion after having defeated Adam Copeland at World's End. Orange Cassidy was our first two-time AEW International Champion after having defeated Rey Fenix on an October Title Tuesday edition of Dynamite at the Cable Dahmer Arena in Independence, Missouri, and we were there because we're ballers. Eddie Kingston was our inaugural Continental Classic champion after having defeated Jon Moxley in the finals of the first Continental Classic at World's End, also making him a Triple Crown champion. Ricky Starks and Big Bill were our World Tag Team champions after having defeated FTR on an October edition of Collision, and the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn were our Trios champions after having defeated the House of Black at All In. All right? Set the stage. So in January, the Undisputed Kingdom was supposed to be the biggest storyline in wrestling, but Adam Cole's injury derailed that fast. Timeless Tony Storm's character was in full swing, and we were just beginning to really focus on how Mariah May was really wanting Tony to notice her and be proud of her. Deonna Purrazzo debuted on Dynamite. The Young Bucks began their transition to the EVPs, demanding to be called by their passport names, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. The Bullet Club Gold, Jay White and the Guns, won the ROH Trios Tag Team titles, defeating Mogul Embassy on Dynamite. All right? So that was January, Tom.
Back in time.
Then we hit February. Tony Khan made a major announcement that in March, AEW would be heading to Boston for a special themed Dynamite called Big Business. Darby Allin and Sting defeated Ricky Starks and Big Bill on an episode of Dynamite to become AEW's first father and son tag team champions. And the EVPs challenged them and setting up Sting's final match. Will Ospreay's overseas commitments were finally fulfilled, and he announced that he is now a full-time member of the AEW roster.
Back in time.
All right, now we roll into March. AEW Revolution kicked off 2024's pay-per-view schedule, highlighted by Eddie Kingston defeating Bryan Danielson to retain his Triple Crown championships.
What a great feud. That was a great feud.
Yes. Roderick Strong defeating Orange Cassidy to win the International Championship, also marked by the return of Kyle O'Reilly to AEW TV. And Sting's retirement match as he and his son Darby Allin defeated Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. And his others, lesser favorite sons were there as well.
What a great moment for AEW. Like, that's one of their,
I know. Yeah.
You can look to the greatest moments in this promotion's history. After winning the tag team championships, or, winning and then him retiring, that moment was fantastic. And then also the fucking viral moment of Darby jumping off that ladder, going through the glass, and all of his back just instantly starting to bleed. Yeah, pretty incredible match all around.
K-State just stopped Rutgers on a 4th and 7 to take the ball back over with 2 minutes left, Tom. Just in case you wanted to know. I know you're dying to know. Your heart's really in this game. All right, continuing in March, a tournament was announced for the newly vacated Tag Team Championships, vacated after Sting's retirement. Kazuchika Okada made his full-time debut on Dynamite, joining the EVPs and helping them beat up Eddie Kingston. Mercedes Moné debuted on the Big Business edition of Dynamite in Boston. The Bang Bang Scissor Gang ended after lackluster attempts at relevancy when the Guns in White attacked the Acclaim. Okada defeated Eddie Kingston on Dynamite to win the Continental Championship, a title he still holds to this day, though the Continental Classic is currently happening. And Adam Copeland defeated Christian Cage in an I Quit match in Toronto to win the TNT Championship.
This was really a missed opportunity because it was a good reset for the tag team division. And I would say of all the things that AEW did not do well, that's maybe the most major glare, because at one time, when we talked about this in the past, they used to be the place where all tag teams went to wrestle. And now I couldn't name 5.
I know.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, there is, and I think I even said this. I said, "Hey, we should do a tag team." In the thing, I was like, although I think there's only one tag team this year to really say. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. All right. Let's see, where are we at here? All right.
Back in time.
We are in April. Tom, do you see a spider you're in over there? Yeah. Think we lost Tom. I'll continue on. This Tom is
kill a spider. Hey, I had to kill a spider.
I said it.
And
yeah, I said
we have a history with spiders on this fucking thing, so I'm not dying.
No, I agree. We pause for spiders around here. We got to make sure. Tom almost died. All right.
Back in time.
We are in April. Trent Beretta turned on Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Sue on Dynamite when he hit Orange Cassidy with a running knee when they were about to give the people what they want. AEW engaged in possibly the most controversial act in pro wrestling in decades when they aired the backstage security camera footage from the Jack Perry CM Punk fight at All In 2023 on an episode of Dynamite, including it as part of a storyline of sorts in their feud against FTR. Which
fuck CM Punk.
Fuck CM Punk. Will Ospreay made his infamous boss's daughter comments about Triple H on an episode of Dynamite in response to a perceived slight made by Triple H towards Ospreay in an interview about not embracing WWE's grind culture schedule.
America's grind culture.
Yeah.
Kid, why are
Yeah.
you not working? Stupid.
We need Sue back. Anyway. First ever AEW Dynasty aired live from St. Louis, and we were there with great seats because we are ballers. The show was highlighted by Bullet Club Gold unifying the AEW and ROH titles by defeating the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn on 0 Hour. Willow Nightingale defeating Julia Hart by pinfall to win the TBS Championship. Chris Jericho defeating Hook to win the FTW Championship, which he would rename the For the World Championship, officially beginning the learning tree era that we currently suffer under. Will Ospreay defeated Bryan Danielson in a match that ended with a neck injury angle when Ospreay used the Tiger Driver on Danielson. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson defeated FTR in a ladder match to win the vacant World Tag Team Championships after a surprise return from the scapegoat Jack Perry. And
Cool.
Swerve Strickland won the Men's World Championship, defeating Samoa Joe via pinfall. Also, Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, this is fine. You got something about that?
Yeah, the moment of the night was none of those things. It was when Okada and I both did the middle finger, and I did not know. This is the first time he was doing the middle finger, and I just happened to be like, I'm going to do it, and then he did it as well. Look at that. Oh,
Yep.
look at that. There's me and him, same time.
Because at that moment, I think it was like, you deserve to be flipped off, and I think he was just like, you know what, motherfuckers, I'm flipping you off too then.
But it was the first time he did it. He had always done this.
I know.
And
That's
then
what, yeah.
And I was like, I'm doing it with him. And I did it before him. Gotcha.
Also in
Gotcha,
April,
bitch.
Jack Perry microphone punched Tony Khan in the stomach on an episode of Dynamite, followed by an all-out assault by the Elite, prompting the entire locker room to rush to Tony's aid, including Shad Khan, who was incredulous about this affair. And then the mainstream media fell in love with Tony Khan, keeping it kayfabe at the NFL draft, wearing a neck brace to sell the attack.
So we have a best moment of the year.
Okay.
I didn't feel like it could be that because it wasn't
Right.
technically in AEW.
Man, that
but the
felt so
best
great.
moment in pro wrestling was Tony Khan in the neck brace at the
it
NFL
felt
draft.
like AEW arrived in that
Yes.
moment. I was like, look at ESPN was like,
yes.
look at it. And because ESPN people were like selling the kayfabe, they were like, the heinous attack by, by the Elite.
And then
like by Jack Perry is disgusting.
And then because he was getting interviews, if you recall, that's when he called WWE the Weinstein of pro wrestling.
Yes.
Remember that?
Right. Oh, why didn't we keep? Yeah. Oh, you mean Weinstein Wrestling Entertainment? That's what we should call it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that was the best. The best. That's the best moment in pro wrestling.
When Tito brought up, he kept totally moving his neck like normal, though. He's got the neck brace.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what's up, guy? Love it, man. Tony Khan is like none other. We love him. All right, let's get back into the time machine.
Back in time.
We're in May. Orange Cassidy told us on Dynamite that Chuck Taylor will never wrestle again. Cassidy continued his feud with Trent Beretta, including turning down an offer to join the Don Callis family, an offer that was eventually accepted by Beretta. Kenny Omega appeared on Dynamite to tell us that he contemplated retirement after his scary diverticulitis diagnosis and difficult treatments, but that after watching how great Dynasty was, he determined we aren't done with Kenny Omega yet, and that he will return when ready, a spectacle we still await, though it's coming.
January.
He was met with an attack by the Elite and a chair shot to the stomach for his efforts. Double or Nothing marked the 5-year anniversary of AEW as an official thing. And this event was highlighted by Will Ospreay defeating Roderick Strong to become the new international champion. MJF returned to AEW for the first time in the year, and he announced that AEW had won the bidding war of 2024, and that as commemorated by his new tattoo, he was betting on himself. Adam Copeland successfully defended the TNT Championship against Malachi Black in a barbed wire steel cage match that featured an appearance from Gangrel. Unfortunately, though, Copeland broke his leg during this match and would have to vacate the TNT Championship afterwards. K-State won the game, by the way, Tom.
Oh, yay.
Mercedes Moné. Yay! Mercedes
Yay!
Moné defeated Willow Nightingale to win the TB. I don't know the yards. Fuck your mama keeps telling me. He had a over-under on the yards, and I didn't catch the yards.
I'll
You have to
look it
that
up.
on
I'll look it
ESPN.
up. You keep doing the news.
Mercedes Moné defeated Willow Nightingale to win the TBS Championship, a title she still holds to this day. Also, Chris Statlander turned on Willow Nightingale, attacking her after this match, and we began the very short-lived Saturday Night era. The Elite won Anarchy in the arena over FTR, Bryan Danielson, and Darby Allin. So that was May.
Big Stoke.
Yeah. He was involved in the Saturday Night era. He's also right next to Back in Time.
Back in time.
He threw for 195 yards.
Oh, yeah. I think he had the over. Damn.
There you go.
Damn.
That
But he
little
threw
girl-
three tutties.
Yeah,
Three
that
tutties.
girl
All right.
threw 3 touchdowns in a men's sport. Pretty incredible. I don't know why we're not
Men's
celebrating her
defense
more
ain't so
often.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
Back in time.
In June, Hook and Samoa Joe were beginning a friendship or mentorship of sorts. The Owen Hart Foundation tournaments kicked off on Dynamite and continued into Forbidden Door and beyond. The conglomeration was officially formed over several weeks on Dynamite. Yay. The Forbidden Door aired from Long Island and featured Jack Perry winning a ladder match to win the TNT Championship, Mercedes Moné winning the New Japan Wrestling Strong Women's Championship while also successfully defending the TBS Championship in a title versus title match against Stephanie Vaquer, the return of Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, to AEW TV, and Jon Moxley losing the IWGP World Championship to Naito. Then,
Back in time.
in July, Bryan Danielson defeated Hangman Adam Page on Dynamite in the finals of the Men's Owen Hart Foundation tournament with Jeff Jarrett, nice shirt, Tom, acting as special enforcer for the match. Mariah May defeated Willow Nightingale on Dynamite in the finals of the Women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament, thankfully without Jeff Jarrett acting as special enforcer for the match. Mariah May then attacked an unsuspecting Toni Storm who came out to celebrate her prodigy's victory.
More on that later.
MJF defeated Will Ospreay on Dynamite to win the International Championship and renamed it the American Championship. Team AEW defeated the Elite in Blood and Guts on Dynamite, which, Blood and Guts. It happened.
Man. Well, yeah, that I just realized that AEW's been under attack twice by the Elite and now by the Death Riders.
Yeah, it's like what we thought they were going to do with the Elite. They were like, this ain't working. Moxley, you
guess.
try it.
Yeah.
Back in time.
We are in August, and AEW All In aired live from London and featured Pac, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta winning the AEW Trios Tag Team titles in a ladder match. Mariah May defeating Timeless Toni Storm to win the Women's World Championship, a title she still holds to this day.
And the last match of Timeless Toni Storm. We haven't seen her since.
Yeah, that's true. She retired. Sad. Hook
Unfortunate.
defeated Chris Jericho to win the For the World Championship and would rename it back to the FTW Championship. Will Ospreay defeated MJF to win the American Championship and renamed it back to the International Championship. Christian Cage won the Casino Gauntlet match to become the reigning, defending, undisputed, next AEW Men's World Champion. This match also featured the AEW debut of Ricochet. Bryan Danielson defeated Swerve Strickland in a career versus title match to win the Men's World Championship and announced he would retire when he lost that title. Also in August, Jon Moxley gave a really weird promo on Dynamite saying it's not your company anymore, and Jamie Hayter made her long-awaited return from injury. And you're starting to remember more.
Back in time.
In September, Hangman Adam Page did nothing wrong, but did set Swerve Strickland's childhood house on fire. AEW All Out aired live from Chicago and featured Chris Statlander defeating Willow Nightingale in a Chicago street fight, Hangman Adam Page defeating Swerve Strickland in a lights-out steel cage match, and Jon Moxley suffocating Bryan Danielson with a plastic bag following Danielson's successful defense of the Men's World Championship against
That
Jack
was
Perry.
fucking wild. Yeah.
That was wild. AEW Dynamite Grand Slam aired live from New York and featured Bryan Danielson defeating Nigel McGuinness. Hook officially retiring the FTW Championship and giving it back to Taz. MVP making his AEW debut at AEW Dynamite to give Swerve Strickland his business card. And Jon Moxley defeating Darby Allin to become the #1 contender for the Men's World Championship.
Back in time.
Then in October, the 5-year anniversary Dynamite show had MVP introduce us to Shelton Benjamin as the man who handles his complaint department. Daniel Garcia confirmed on Dynamite that he was re-signing with AEW amid speculation of him leaving for WWE. Jon Moxley ended a Wrestle Dream by defeating Bryan Danielson for the Men's World Championship, seemingly ending Danielson's in-ring career and also attempting to end his life when Moxley ordered Wheeler Yuta to again suffocate Danielson with a plastic bag. Chris Jericho defeated Mark Briscoe on Dynamite in a ladder war to win the ROH Men's World Championship. Private Party defeated Matthew and Nicholas Jackson on Fright Night Dynamite to win the AEW World Tag Team Championships, titles they still hold to this day. Bobby Lashley made his AEW debut on Fright Night Dynamite to confront Swerve Strickland, and Penelope Ford made her return from injury after a 2-year absence.
Back in time.
And in November, Powerhouse Hobbs also made his return to AEW TV after a lengthy injury hiatus. Full Gear aired from New Jersey and featured Big Boom AJ with Big Justice and the Rizzler ringside. Defeated friend of the show Cutie Marshall on the 0 Hour to a thunderous boom from the crowd.
Yeah, what's this thing? The who?
Yeah, so I don't know. Daniel Garcia defeated Jack Perry to win the TNT Championship. And the second annual Continental Classic kicked off on Dynamite, starting with Mark Briscoe versus Shelton Benjamin in the Blue League.
Back in time.
Here we are in December. We began leaning heavily into the idea that Max Caster is about to cause the breakup of the Acclaimed. Winter is Coming aired live from Kansas City, where we all learned that Yuta sucks. Also, Winter is Coming, we saw the debut of this amazing young upstart full of top-shelf potential, Tony Storm. The Continental Classic round-robin portions finished with Ricochet leading the Gold League side. He will face Blue League runner-up Kazuchika Okada in the semifinals at World's End. And the Blue League leader, Kyle Fletcher, will face Gold League runner-up Will Ospreay. I still don't like that part of the deal. The winners of those two matches will meet in the finals that same night. And World's End is this Saturday night.
Back in time.
So there we are.
You're going to have to, when we do our picks, I'm too dumb. You're going to have to explain how this Continental Classic, because last year it was just the final Moxley versus Kingston.
Was it? We didn't do this? I thought we did this. No, I thought we did this.
I don't think so.
This like they did these semifinals, but I don't like that it's that the winner is facing the runner-up of the other league is weird to me because now so the runner-up
it's 1-2. Yeah, it's like how they do with brackets, one versus
but
two.
But none of the other leagues like that. Like you usually do it in your league, right? Because now it's like, so now somebody in the Blue League, like we can just have a Blue League finals.
But they've already faced each other. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like,
I know. But that could be a finals then. That's what's weird. I don't know. Anyway, but that's where we are. See, this is where I would do more leagues. Let's get like 4 leagues, and then we have like 4 leaders finals. You know what I mean?
Did we do that? Yeah.
4 leagues. Let's expand this. All right, so Tom, here we are. We're going to go into we're going to do picks, right? We're going to do World's End picks right here. We're going to pick these out. You ready to do this, Tom? And reminder to everybody, Tom and I have a little competition, right? A little gentleman's wager on this, where the loser has to wear a Jeff Jarrett shirt on the next episode and the episode that we're doing the next picks and show everybody that they're a Jeff Jarrett fan and live in that shame.
Fuck you. It was just one time. Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley.
Man, I thought we did
brain,
this.
motherfucker.
Am I wrong? I need people
Fucking brain.
Why am I forgetting this? Are we living in alternate realities? I feel like I remember a semifinals to this.
Well, it was Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston, and then Kingston won, and Bryan Danielson shook his hand, but that was on Collision.
But then what was the finals?
The final was Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley.
Yeah, so then what was the semifinals? How did they determine who was in the semifinals?
Oh, well, it was the points thing, and the final 2 was Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson on one side.
That's not what's going on here, right? Like this.
But the final was Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley, but it was only that match. So it was the winner of the blue, winner of the gold. They faced each other.
Yeah, I remember
I'll read you the whole fucking card right here.
They might not have done it on the same night.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Why are they doing it? 2 matches in one night.
That's fine with me. I just don't get the crossing of like the runner-up should face the winner of the same league, right?
Oh, that's what they were doing. That's what I'm saying. That they did that last year. That's how they did it.
Yeah. Why we did this crossing thing is weird.
I don't know.
I don't like it. You don't do that somewhere. It's not like, the Chiefs being the number 1 seed in the AFC aren't going to face, right, the 7 seed from the NFC here, right, or whatever it is when we have to.
You're right.
You know,
You're
it's
right.
weird.
You're
It's
right.
weird. Fuck your mom 2 times says wearing Double J merch is a privilege. There you go, Tom. It's
Yeah,
a
well,
privilege
you
for you.
fucking try it then.
Boy, Tom unmasked real fast right there. I love you guys. Hey, don't go anywhere. Stay hitting that like and subscribe.
I want to get it off.
But you fucking try this. All right, we are at World's End. We've got some matches here, and man, I don't know. I honestly don't know how I'm going to pick some of these. I know I've got some written in already, but we'll kick it off right here. I'm on AllEliteWrestling.com, so if they book anything on the, you know, on the weekend shows here, we don't know.
Well, there's no collision. There is no
true.
collision.
So this has got to be it,
And-
right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So we've got the TBS Championship is on the line. Mercedes Moné Statlander 2. What do you got here, Tom? What do you think? Is this the time? Are we finally seeing the end to the longest reign of the TBS Championship?
Yeah, well, so it's Saturday night is the pay-per-view.
Saturday
Man,
night.
That feels like it's Saturday night. So I'm
Should
gonna
be.
go
You're going
to
Stat?
Statlander. Because
Man.
why would they do 2 matches
Yeah.
on 2 pay-per-views for her just to lose twice? That doesn't make much sense from a story perspective.
I agree
Or
with
again-
you that it doesn't make much sense, but we've seen this, right? Anna Jay lost twice.
Well,
Anna
Anna Jay lost
Deal.
twice to 2 different people.
Oh, 2 different people,
Mariah
right?
May and then Mercedes
Yeah.
Moné.
And they're
That would make-
specifically calling it Moné Statlander 2,
yeah.
right? Like
Mhm.
when, you know, people wrestle twice all the time. Yeah, I don't think I could. I mean, obviously, it's easy to pick Mercedes Moné wins and keeps the title and keeps playing the same shtick, right? But it feels wrong here, so I think I'm going to go Stat also.
You
All
know
right.
what? Oh,
Uh.
you want to also know why?
Mm.
This is just me guessing here. But at World's End, it's going to be Mina Shirakawa versus Mercedes Moné for all the marbles.
Mm.
I think Mercedes Moné is going to have those championships. So most likely she's going to probably do a walkabout in Japan, as she's probably wanted to do.
Mhm.
And so she can't be hijacking a title
Right.
from AEW. So
Yep.
that's what I'm thinking.
That makes sense. I like your thinking, Tom. All right, we have the International Championship is on the line. We've got Takeshita versus Hobbs. And I guess I'll pick this one first. You did the last one. And this is another one where it's tough. Like, I could see either way, right? But I feel like the Takeshita thing hasn't done anything for him, right? Like the run with this. And we've got Hobbs needing something to do. I feel like they're going to pull the trigger and give this to Hobbs.
Oh, that's neat. You're wrong. It's Takeshita. Yeah, it's Takeshita.
Yeah, you know, either of these 2 matches that we picked already, I could see still kind of going on, right? You can see
Mhm.
Statlander win, but it's disqualification. So now we're going to get
Ooh.
Moné Statlander 3, right?
No disqualification and
Mhm, things like that. Same thing here,
Ooh.
right? Takeshita, you know, Don Callis's Powerhouse Hobbs, and Powerhouse Hobbs is like, no, you give me another fucking shot, and we keep going, right? But all right, I got Hobbs, you got Takeshita. All right. The
might
Dynamite
be right.
Diamond Ring is on the line. What?
You might be right on the Monet thing. I
Oh,
forgot
yeah,
about
right.
disqualification.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we both picked same on that one. But we're here at the Dynamite Diamond Ring. MJF, Adam Cole. What do you think's going to happen here?
Hold on, though. Going back to that. If it's disqualification, I still picked correctly, even though she might not be champion.
No,
Okay.
we're just saying Statlander wins. That's what we're saying. When we're picking
Yeah.
here, we're picking who's announced over the announcer.
Yeah.
Like, winner of the match,
Yeah.
Chris Statlander. Yep.
Suck it. I'm right. This one, I think we're going to keep it going. MJF, because I think Kyle O'Reilly and the other goons
Yeah.
are
Join
going to
him.
turn on Adam Cole.
That's exactly. Yeah, I don't know if they necessarily join MJF, but I do think they're turning on Adam Cole, right?
Yeah, I don't know about the MJF.
yeah.
Because I also think we might not see. I think MJF might be doing a Britt Baker here, where you said how Britt Baker returned, but then where's she been since, right?
Yep.
Because she's doing the Cobra Kai and all that stuff. Happy Gilmore 2 just released their trailer for the movie, so I am assuming that there's going to be reshoots and other types of things like that, and then there's going to be the media red carpet stuff. So MJF, I'm guessing, is going to be MIA for the first part of 2025. he gets
I
the
agree.
win to go out, but then we get Adam Cole to do his stuff so that he's not just
Yeah.
sitting there with his, thumb up his ass.
I agree. Now, what you could do though is you get another thing where MJF is gone because Adam Cole and these guys put him out and they stole his ring, and now
Yeah.
someday he comes back. But I agree with you. I think MJF wins this, and the kingdom and all the whatevers turn on Adam Cole, and they think that's going to be a major storyline. So they do that for 3 or 4 months, and we're all kind of bored by it. And then MJF comes back later and makes fun of them all.
Yeah, because you could do Adam Cole gets turned on by Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and then the tag
and
team.
Wardlow returning.
Well, Wardlow returns in a couple months or weeks to help Cole, and then
no, but then he's actually helping MJF, who's laughing at him from afar, and we continue. There's all kinds of ways they're going to go with this. All right. The Continental Classic semifinals. Let's start with Okada and Ricochet. Man, God. So Ricochet won, and Okada is the runner-up of the other side. I feel like Ricochet wins this. To me, Ricochet wins this. I feel like with his storyline and all the layers of everybody making fun of him, like I don't think he lose. Like he may not win the whole thing, but he's winning this one, right?
He is winning this one. He is going to beat Okada. We are going to get a new champion at World's End. And I already know who it's going to be. You want to do the next one then?
The next one is Ospreay Fletcher. Who do you got in that one?
Ospreay.
Yeah. Because we're doing the Ospreay Ricochet, right?
Well, one, he's not going to lose 2 times to Kyle Fletcher, right? Like, that's not a thing. I know that Ospreay Takeshita beat Omega twice in a row, but I don't think we're trying to build a new star. Like Ospreay is already a star, so is Kyle Fletcher. Like he's the top guy in a Don Callis faction. And if you recall, the whole dust up with Ospreay and Ricochet because Ricochet cheated and kicked the ref into the ropes, and then backstage he got into his face, and Ricochet's like, "Who are you getting mad with? We gotta pay that off."
Derek 83 says he gets turned on by who? More like all erotic wrap up. I mean, look, we keep it weird here sometimes. You know what
What's that?
I mean? I mean, look.
What do you want to talk about?
You get turned on, that's on you, man. That's all I'm saying. I can't.
You ain't the first one, brother.
I can't control what I'm spewing out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you ain't gonna be the first one, and you're definitely not gonna be the last one.
All right, so then if we get to the finals, we both think it's gonna be Ospreay Ricochet. Who you got there?
There's a reason why I bought my wife a baseball bat. It's to beat those women off when I'm walking down the street. You know what I'm saying? Walking the dogs, she got to keep that bat. Get off my husband.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I can confirm.
That's how it happens.
That poor lady.
Yeah, those poor women and men. What'd you ask me?
Ospreay Ricochet. Who's winning that then in the finals? Who is our new
Ospreay
Classic champion?
Ospreay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I think that's what's going to happen, right? And I think mostly like what I really think is going to happen. This isn't our picks here. Is Ricochet's going to lose, right? And like he's going to get made fun of by Swerve and by the MVP people so much, and we're going to get more into this like, you know what I mean? No, I'm cool, right? And they're like, no, nerd.
Okay, so who you picking?
I'm picking Ospreay.
I'm picking Ricochet.
Okay.
I think we're going to get the payoff of the no one likes a kiss ass. I think Ricochet is going to do something in this that really like, what the fuck, Ricochet? Because it was flirting with the I cheat a little bit. This next time it's really going to be I cheat. And so then the Hurt Business, the Hurt Business is going to be like, well, no, not involved, but then okay.
You passed the test.
Welcome in. Yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah, he's in a suit. He's got his new Continental Classic title, and they're like,
yeah.
They're like, all right.
Check this guy.
The time matches. No, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever, right? And they're like,
because Ricochet cheats to win. Hurt Business comes
out and help because it's the right. Mm-hmm.
But he cheats to win. Hurt Business comes out, welcomes him in. They start beating down Ospreay, who comes out. His best friend, Swerve Strickland. I know it's not his best friend, but they said that they have been friends in the past. Swerve Strickland comes out, and then we're going to get Swerve and Ospreay versus Ricochet and Lashley.
Love it. All right. We'll see how it goes. I think Ospreay wins, and he's the Continental Champion.
I can see that, but I also think he's destined for bigger things. That's why I think Ricochet. I think Ricochet needs to.
I think Ospreay could, but I just think he's one of those. Again, I don't think this thing should be a fucking title.
Well, yes,
I don't-
that's in a perfect world, Okada would retain, and then Okada and Takeshita would be like, hey, let's have a battle at Wrestle Kingdom in Japan and unify these fucking titles. That would be the best fucking thing they could do, but I don't think they're going to do that.
Probably not. We got a Tijuana street fight for the AEW Women's World Championship. It's Thunder Rosa, Mariah May. And look, Thunder Rosa is awesome. It's a Tijuana street fight. They have not done enough with this storyline to make me think Mariah May is losing here. I mean, Toni Storm could come up and could cost her the championship, but I don't think they're like, well, that happens, Thunder Rosa is going to carry the thing, unless she's just really a transition to the next person, right? But I think Mariah May still is champion after this. I think Mariah May wins, but I think we do get maybe Tony Time helps Mariah May, right? And she's like, I'm trying to make a strategic alliance with the best, right? Like, still kind of this, like, right? Like, doing the same thing Mariah May did to Tony Storm, right? She's showing up as Tony Time, hanging around.
Possibly. Or we're just going to shotgun it. And because I think, I said this maybe last week, I think Tony Time, Tony Storm is the act from Timeless
Which is
Tony
what I
Storm.
think she's doing, though. Yeah.
Well, but I think it's going to pay off at the Tijuana street fight where, hey, I'm so sorry. I just wanted a front row seat. And then boom, Thunder Rosa wins. Because if Mariah May and Tony Storm do wrestle again, I don't think they're going to just like have Tony Storm then be the champion again, right? Like that makes Mariah May kind of look worse. You know what I mean?
It does make me pause when I was picking this because I'm like, man, that what you just said, right? Is that immediately for the title now? And I mean,
So I think they're going to do their own, extreme
triple
fun
threat.
stuff.
You could work into a triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
You could work into a triple threat, and then that's where I think she's going to help her, and I think Thunder Rosa is going to be like, what the ever loving fuck. Right? Like, you're out of your goddamn mind, and now you're helping her. And like, Tony, I want to, you know what I mean? Like, Tony Khan, give me a rematch here. All of them.
Yeah.
Put them all in the ring. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, so who you picking?
I'm going Mariah. You're going Thunder Rosa? Do it. You know you want to.
No. I got to go safe. I don't think that. Because here's the thing. I wish we could
You're
live
gonna kick yourself if she
something.
wins this.
Well, because I do wish
Again,
there's something.
you're not saying she wins the title. We're just saying who gets announced as the winner.
Well, but this is
It's
a street fight, so
yeah,
it's not. Yeah. I just think I wish we could live bet, because if it was a interview segment where Mariah May bumps into Tony Storm in the back hall, well then we're definitely going to do it. But if nothing happens, well then we're going to do it later.
Let me tell you, Tino says Mariah May wins this and goes home with Thunder Rosa's dad.
I think she does the flip you and smack him in the face.
Fuck your mama 2 times says she'll give that man a heart attack. 2 generations dead in one night.
I like that.
That's good stuff. So who are you picking? You're picking Thunder.
I'm going Mariah May. I think I'm going. Yeah.
All right, and then we got the men's world title. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be why you don't. That's gonna be why you keep wearing the shirt, because you didn't believe in your gut. AEW World Championship is on the line. Jon Moxley, Hangman Adam Page, Orange Cassidy, Jay White. I don't think anything but Jon Moxley walking away with this title can happen. So I'm gonna pick Jon Moxley wins. They're gonna fight amongst themselves somehow. Something's gonna happen. Moxley still winning.
Yeah. You know what would be cool? I'll tell you how I would do it. I think Jon Moxley does win. God, I want Hangman to win, though. I really want Hangman to win.
I would love it if they still find a way to like unify. Like they're having their differences in the match. Somebody's like, guys, fuck, come on, look, he's almost dead. And they're like, yeah. And Jon Moxley's still like, nope, right? Like, and just fucking murders them all with something. And then he's like, fucking nerds, right? Like, and they're still like, God damn it, right? Like, right when we were like, yeah, almost my failed hot tag, right? Like that kind of like, we're finally there. We're like, we believe. And then Jon Moxley's like, well, that was dumb.
Can I tell you something that makes me think it might also be Jon Moxley? And this is me off the wall thinking it seemed completely odd. So why would they do it unless something's going to happen? But a couple days ago, out of the blue, AEW wished Miro a happy birthday. Now, he hasn't wrestled since the last World's End, right? And we were going to do a meet 4-way match, but then he had personal issues. Obviously, he has announced, not saying any Sean Ross Sapp bullshit, but like he announced he's got a divorce from Lana. So I imagine things like that need time to process. And as you mentioned, Death Riders, except for Yuta, all WWE guys, right? It's Pac, it's Claudio, it's Moxley, and then it's Marina Shafir, who was in NXT, right? Well, who else fits that fucking bill? Miro. And then now what the fuck are you going to do to this group? They just got their big muscle.
How awesome that. So now, okay, so they finally are all like, we're on the same page. They've got a special plan. All their friends are laying in wait to like craft this amazing plan to beat the Death Riders. They've got Marina Shafir subdued. They've got Claudio handcuffed. They've got Wheeler, beat down. And they're like, we finally got you, John Moxley. The three of them stand over. And Miro, with no neck, fucking right, and just starts throwing.
Because you could do this. Yeah, because you could do this. Marina gets taken out by Willow, right? Mm-hmm. So there she goes. Yuta gets taken out. Yuta gets taken out by Chuck. Because remember, Chuck got fucking decapitated. He needs some type of revenge.
Christopher Daniels can come in this motherfucker.
Christopher Daniels gets involved, maybe kicks off. Well, maybe that's where he kicks out Pac, right? That's where he comes in. Hey, I'm here. Pac, you're gone. Claudio, you're gone. Right? Those two are gone.
Right.
And then you still got Yuta and you still got Marina. Well, Willow. And then you get the Chuck Taylor pop, right? Oh my God. Boom. And then Moxley does the oh shit. And then Miro's like, what motherfuckers? This is my time.
Oh my God.
That would be cool. But
the testosterone that would ooze from my skin follicles at that moment.
Yeah. Oh, that would be the best. I would just dash a beer into my head.
I'd be like, I gotta go lift weights. I'm gonna be back.
Oh, I would be the Sandman, just da.
Like, Tom, those are glasses. Stop.
I don't care. I want to feel alive.
Run through a brick wall. Be like, Tom, that's the wall of our house. Do not do this. Do not do this.
I'll run through a wall for this guy. Hello.
What if he shows up and his Death Riders?
I would buy.
Orange.
I would get a business loan and invest in AEW if Nick.
I imagine you rolling in with a suitcase. You just have a phone in there. You're like, allow me to play this video for you last night's match.
Please let me be involved in any way.
Give me $100,000.
Give me the best of your $5,000 you have available.
We're going to have our branch manager come up and talk to you, and then security walks in. Just, sir, we're going to have to ask you to get the fuck out of here. So you've got Jay White?
No, I've got Moxley. Okay. My heart wants Hangman. I really think, because here's the other thing.
I'm like you.
Oh yes. You
got this one.
Right? I got this one. I got the hey everyone.
That one's cool. This one is full gear pay-per-view edition. My son got it for me. I tell you, he said, I don't know much about that A&W you watch, but I know I've heard you say Hangman Page a lot.
Yeah, and I got that one.
Got the title. That's always a nice plus, right? You get a little pride.
That's the best. Here's the reason why I want it to be Hangman is because also on top of it would be cool, everyone still loves Hangman, especially since he joined Blue Sky and now leaves his plant. We're not booing this guy. And like you said, Hangman is right. We're not the first ones to say that, right? Like that is a movement amongst us AEW sickos. Yeah, well, exactly. But you get what I'm saying? Like we're saying that. And so I don't know how long we can boo Hangman Adam Page. And so I kind of think maybe he should win. Also, I saw a fan theory going back to the Miro thing. And I don't know if this is true. Sometimes you take people at their word, even though, I fooled you. Like that's fucking makes you cool. Anyhow, is in the promo for the Tacoma Ram 450 truck that they're driving, the Death Riders, John Moxley has a flare in his right or left hand, whatever hand he has it in, and that is a call for help. right? So the flare gun is in his hand for a call for help. Well, like I said, why the fuck would they wish him happy birthday, Miro, that is, just out of the blue?
Especially when all we've been told is Miro's gone, right? Like Miro doesn't like it here.
Yeah.
He's going to be leaving.
Yeah, he's just done.
Theo P in the chat says it would be great if Tim's son got him the A&W root beer shirt instead of an AEW shirt. They should do like a marketing deal. A&W and AEW, right? And they'll be like, A&W, and they'll be like, yeah, AEW, and they'll be like, yeah. You know, like, can I get an AEW?
They should do it. They should do an A&W street fight in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Go into an AEW, A&W root beer. Because, right, isn't that a restaurant? Or am I just bullshitting?
Yep. No, it is.
Yeah.
Yep. They have a restaurant.
Yep. Yeah. Then beat them up. Yep.
Genius.
Yep.
Hire us. Tony. Man.
Especially if he's going to just be spending money on Guns N' Roses songs. I could fucking spend your money better than that.
Yeah.
Welcome to the jungle. What is this? A fucking Division III college football game?
Were you rolling around the skating rink when you like got this idea? What were you doing, Tony?
Yeah, were you watching Stranger Things or Glow? Like, why these 80s songs? Look, I love 80s music.
Did
I
you
really
roll
do.
your window down manually to yell that idea out to your assistant? To go, what are we doing here?
Yeah, and again, no, nothing against Guns N' Roses, but November Rain made sense because it was a November pay-per-view. Awesome. I like it. Great. But Welcome to the Jungle is about as generic of a fucking rock song as there is anymore. That one was kind of like, what are you doing, brother?
Wrestling with Neurodivergence Pod says, oh, Tom, you're hurting my soul. Yeah, I'm not an 80s.
I love it. No, I love it. What I'm saying is, of all the songs from Guns N' Roses to pick, that's the most generic, right? It's like saying, hey, we've got the Queen catalog. We're going to pick We Will Rock You. Like, that song's fine.
My hot take had always been that, until I stopped saying this phrase round about mid 2000s, I was saying the 80s was the worst decade of music ever, right? Like that, I didn't like any of it at all. And now that we've gone into, the 2000s, whatever, like there's some bad shit now, but
yeah, Appetite for Destruction is a great album. It's the gayest decade of music. I don't know why there was so much like, oh, we hate gays. Like, did you see all of you?
Yeah,
it was a drag show.
Bopping with the neon, Twisted Sister
tough guys. Yeah, even the tough guys look like your favorite drag queen.
Were drag queens,
Missy
man.
B's. Yeah. Like, I don't know why, but and also I love Slash. Slash is actually in my favorite. He's in my favorite Michael Jackson song, Dirty Diana. He plays the guitar solo. Dirty Diana. Oh, fucking, that's another song. You want to love it. 80s rule. What? What's your favorite genre?
Oh, I don't know about a favorite.
2000 rap rock.
We have this. I do like a 2000 rap rock. I do like that pretty good. Rage Against the Machine is one of my favorite bands of all time. You gotta give me credit for that. That's different. That's what everybody tried to copy in rap rock, right? Yeah. I mean, 70s like funk I really was into, right? Like that kind of, like the funk disco kind of sound, right? And even 70s rock that had kind of that like kind of funkish bass lines and stuff like that, right? Like that kind of classic rock sound was really good. 90s though, I was big in 90s like rap and stuff like that, like the 90s rap and the hip hop.
Two things. One, 60s funk, I always think of George Clinton. Remember George Clinton?
Oh, fuck yes, yeah. That kind of shit, really, I'm in on that.
Me and him had diarrhea next to each other in a Barnes and Noble. He was doing autograph signing. We were giggling. It's a lot.
Right, a dime for every time I said me and this guy had diarrhea together in a Barnes and Noble, I'd have 2 dimes.
No, because we were giggling because you could tell like we were trying to be like courteous, and you all know what I'm talking about there. And then we're just like, and we're giggling about it. Yeah, George Clinton. It was a Barnes and Noble. He was doing a book signing, and I lived next to Barnes and Noble. Got out of class, walked into the Barnes and Noble, said, "Oh, gotta go up," and then went up to the bathroom, and so did he, and started giggling. And then 90s rap. I always loved 90s rap.
Did he go dog every time?
No, he just goes. Well, that's what he said. He goes, well.
PCU is one of my favorite movies ever, if you've ever seen that, specifically because of George Clinton's cameo in it. Love that.
And then 90s rap I always like, but it always feels like they were figuring it out, which also is kind of fun. Because they'd be like, we're
That
gonna
early
do a
90s
drive-by
rap? Yeah.
on your mother.
Yeah.
Hippity hoppity, I'm going to the hopscotch. It's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are you?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Coolio?
Mhm.
Coolio was like the bridge between the hip, hop, hippity, hip, and then I'm
No.
going to die at 24.
No,
It's
remember
like,
we
what the
did
fuck
this
are we
one before.
saying?
It was hip, hop, shoot, a cop, right? It was like how they
Yeah.
yeah, it was weird. It was this like blend. It was like you guys are transitioning. You guys are not gonna
Really quick. Yeah, really quick. Ah, that was great. That was a
Rewind
great time.
89 wants to know if you guys played the battle shits.
No, it was just like a waterfall. We were both just like, there it goes. You know. Like,
Tom, I've come to expect the unexpected as far as conversations on this show over about 12 years now, right? But if I had to wildly guess what unexpected conversation would come up, diarrhea waterfalls with George Clinton would never have come to my mind.
that's why we're the best. If you're not having fun listening to Dust,
What other podcast is giving you this? I'm sorry, like there's some great podcasts out there, right?
Yeah,
We're fans of a lot of podcasts.
yeah. No, look, there are a lot of podcasts that are amazing, but like, what would you rather hear? This diarrhea waterfalls with George Clinton or the backstage relationship between Mercedes Motor and Britt Baker? Like, come on.
If you don't want
This is-
diarrhea George Clinton waterfall
Dude,
conversations,
we ain't
pro
for ya.
wrestling discussions, then this is
Yeah.
we're not
This ain't
friends.
for you.
You know what I mean?
Get outta
We
here.
can't-
Get
can't
outta here.
along. All right, so let's get back into things. We were going to discuss the best of 2024, right?
Ooh,
We're going to
yes.
give our Wrapup Awards, right? We're going to hand out some wrap-ups. We might workshop that. And we're going to say, you picked out a couple. I threw in a few more, Tom. Do you want to, like, start? Or how do you want to do this? Oh, before we do that,
Popcorn.
there's two matches that we picked differently in our picks. So I got to
Okay.
pick a tiebreaker.
Yes, you do.
We think the finals is going to be Ospreay Ricochet, but I picked Ospreay and you picked Ricochet. And then I think Hobbs is winning the international title, and you think Takeshita is retaining. So, I think I'm going to go with Ospreay winning the Continental Classic as my tiebreaker.
My world just got fucking rumbled. I am on an earthquake of reality. Funky Mama 2 times says Dirty Diana is actually about Diana Ross. Are you serious?
I don't think I knew that either. Yeah.
I thought it was about a ring rat, like using a wrestling term. I thought that's what
Maybe
it
it's
was.
the same thing. Maybe we're tying this. That's fucked.
Whoa. That's crazy. Okay. You're going with Ospreay. Great. I love to watch you. I hope that's the first thing that happens. Well, it can't be, but it would be funny if it was. Just to see you squirm the rest of the night.
Everybody loves the
All right.
P-Funk. Fuck your mama 2 times. Says, I never thought of you as a Parliament Funkadelic fan. Again, if you don't like the P-Funk, I don't trust you as a human. I don't trust your decision-making. Right? Like, you don't have taste, I think.
Rewind. This is why I love the chat. I am learning so many new things. Rewind 89 says Taz, the real goat of pro wrestling, which you are 100% accurate on, was the king of battle shits. Just ask Bill Alfonso, especially 96, 97. Man, and in the ECW arena, can only imagine how bad that was.
That was
I've been in there.
bad.
I was there in 2022, and it was still
Bathrooms have not been cleaned since the ECW days. If they were
Yeah.
clean.
All right, let's do a little popcorn here of topics. I'll start off with our first category because we'll work up, right?
Yeah.
First category, breakout wrestler of the year. And I will explain because just to make sure. What I'm saying here, because I came up with this one, is not necessarily rookie of the year, right? Because if you could say, oh, it's this person, it's like, well, they've been in AEW for, like, let's just say it was Penelope Ford. It isn't, but let's say it was Penelope Ford. Well, she's a day one, but now let's make it up. She was the champion. Like, that's a breakout star, right? And it's also not, so it doesn't have to be a rookie of the year. It also could be a returning star, right? So they were at this point, they came back and now they're in the main event. That's a breakout star, or it could just be something organic. Like they started the year off doing kind of nothing. And now, holy shit, they're, clotheslining Osprey or something. So it could be kind of a wide ranging definition, but breakout star of the year.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm down to 2, and the problem is they're both very recent, and so I would prefer to know how both of these wind up, with a little more time. But I'm going to go, I think, slight lean with Kyle Fletcher over a Shelton Benjamin, right? To me, this Kyle Fletcher came from guy in a tag team that lackeys around with Will Ospreay to guy we thought, oh shit, might win the Continental Classic here, right?
Yeah,
in
that's
very
a great
short order.
Yeah. So that's your pick?
Yeah, that's my pick. I'm going Kyle Fletcher.
I like it. I am lucky enough, and I did not pick this because I have the action figure, but I have the action figure of my breakout star. It is the Beast Mortos.
I consider the Beast Mortos.
Look at this fucking
the
guy.
popularity, right? I was like Fitz for the breakout star, right? But I just feel like they haven't, being AW, embraced it as much yet for me to give them the breakout star, right? Or breakout wrestler. But man, the Beast. I also considered Harley Cameron.
Oh, yes. Oh, Jack Perry is another. Yeah, those are all very, very good candidates. Yeah, I consider
70s Country Wrestling with Neurodivergence Pod brought up. Motown and 70s Country.
Motown 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, Motown 1,000,000%. Country music.
70s country, yeah. You always categorize country into one bin and you don't know nothing.
It's the laziest thing. That's why when those old rock guys want to do one more cash grab, what do? They do country.
No,
the
old country wasn't that. The old country wasn't that. Nope. If you want to talk about the capitalism degradation of every art form that you love, we can talk about that, but it happened to country just like it's happened to everything
Look here,
else.
You don't insult me with words I don't understand. So fucking get out of here, okay? Breakout star, Beast Mortis. What do you got?
Hook is the breakout star, says Rewind 89. His match with Samoa Joe defeating Chris Jericho to bring back the most feared title belt in professional wrestling history, then retiring the FTW. Hook is the future. What do you think about that?
Hook's match with Samoa Joe was pretty remarkable. That one was really, really cool.
Yeah. All right. So what's next here? Let's go. Okay. These are ones let's do these two back to back, right? I threw these in on you late, so maybe these are easy ones. We did best heel and best baby face. All right. So what do you got picks there? I'll let you pick one at random. Best heel, best baby face. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with the layup first, and then go for the 3-point shot afterwards. Babyface. I'm going with my babyface of the year, Darby Allin. I think he is now kind of the heartbeat of AEW. Every match, it's like, you want to know what AEW is about? Watch this fucking guy that's about to run down here with a skateboard. Like now he's fucking getting concussions and wrecks that he doesn't need to be in just to like run off the Death Rider. So yeah, for me, Darby Allin.
Man, best babyface for me was Will Ospreay. I think he did all the babyface things, right? Everybody cheering. He's a beautiful guy, right? Like, bruv, right? Like, just endearing in every way, right? At one point, he was doing I'm the John Cena saving other people in other storylines, right? So to me, it was Will Ospreay for best babyface. What do you got best heel? I'm picking the best heel in the world is Christian Cage. It's Christian Cage.
I thought about that. Yeah. I thought about that. But I wanted to go with someone who's a little bit more consistent. And I know maybe I'm splitting hairs because maybe they're actually the same, but it just feels like they're more consistent with like on your television. I'm going Okada. He came in right as a heel. He took out our favorite guy, Eddie Kingston. He's been doing the middle finger stuff.
I haven't forgiven him for that.
Yeah, I fuck him. Yeah, that's why I hate him. So it's right there. That's one of the reasons. But yeah, he's been consistent. He's done the like funny heel shit, but it has been like mean heel shit. So yeah, for me, it's going to be Okada.
All right. You got another one you want to?
Yes.
Your favorites that you're after.
Hold on. I can mark through these things so I can.
I know. I'm having to do that too. I'm marking over here.
Here, let me
marking out, bro.
Yeah,
that got Striker fired?
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird. And then we never heard from that guy again. What's he doing? Is he back teaching?
Probably.
I guess we heard from him for a little while. Didn't he go to like TNT or TNA or something for a little bit? I don't know what he did.
Sure.
Matt Striker. What's he doing these days? Help us out in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, if we found out Dirty Diana was about Diana Ross, imagine we could find out about Matt Striker.
Yeah.
Let's
Maybe he's
do
Tina.
one that's maybe. Let's do one that's a little bit on the weaker side, and it's a little disappointing because I mentioned this earlier. They had the opportunity to revive the tag team division, but they kind of did not. Best tag team. I'm just going to go again. Kind of my thought process with the heel, with Okada just being more consistent. The more consistent of the two teams that are tag teams is FTR, so I'm going to go with FTR.
I went with Young Bucks. They were just they're a tag team. They're a
they
tag
were better
team, and they're there all year, and they had some title runs, and
But they were doing so many other things. It was like they were doing the we're the elite and fuck you guys, So FTR was I
think AW really balanced. They were like, we got tag teams, and now we're gonna do trios because the tag team was like taking off. So they're like, we're gonna do trios also, and I was like, wrong idea, right? And I knew that was a wrong idea because now it became this. They have this gray area. Sometimes they're tag teams, sometimes they're trios, and we kind of lost both of them, right? I don't give a shit about any of them now.
Well, I kind of, we'll see what happens, but they pulled the trigger on what was the most interesting thing with the trios, with Yuta really not being with them kind of thing. But then they kind of said, oh, actually he is. And again, if anyone has forgotten in the last couple of weeks, Yuta sucks. But yeah, so I thought that's where they're going to go, but that's why I didn't want to do trios because I couldn't think of a trios team. But yeah, there's only two teams. It feels like FTR, EVPs. I know Private Party, but does anyone really like Private Party?
I mean, yeah. Does anybody actually like Private Party? I mean, I get some people probably like doing the thing in the moment.
Or the who's the Flyers? We fly.
Leo Rush and
well, them too. Yeah, but who are the brothers? I fly.
The
Top Flight.
Private Party
Top Flight.
Top Flight, right?
Top Flight. Yeah, they're fine, but Leo Rush is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, Leo Rush is fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he brings Danielle Fishel around, so that's always fun. I like that.
I could too.
Yeah,
got a picture with her.
Yeah, you're like, I could bring her around, call her up right now. She'll be in the next one. All right, let's talk about. All right, let's do best match. Let's just do best match. Let's do this.
Ooh, I think this is where I'm going to go left field on you.
Oh,
so
really?
You go first.
I've got 4 contenders that I really heavily and here's what bothered me. I'll stick this out there. And it sounds bad, but I don't think it's my fault. There's no women's matches in here because I don't think they gave the women enough stages, storylines, opportunities. Yeah. No, I'm brave, Tom. I'm willing to stand up here and say.
No, I'm doing this face because you're wrong.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. So what I will say is they involved some similar characters. So maybe I just like these fellas. Swerve and MJF was on the list, right? They had a lights out match at All Out, but that wasn't it. Ospreay MJF in a July Dynamite with the perfectly timed 59-minute, 59 but that wasn't it.
Mm-hmm.
Danielson Ospreay at Dynasty where we were there, but that wasn't it because solely I don't like the injury finish, right?
Yeah,
like that took it down for me. Mm-hmm. So the best match was Danielson versus Strickland at All In. Danielson wins. You know what I mean? We get that's my match of the year.
I did not expect you to do that. I really thought you were gonna go Swerve Hangman cage match with the fucking needle in the mouth and the head chair shot.
Again, look, hardcore matches are good, right? I like that, but I also like it's that, right? It leaves me on the fence, right? It's one of those where like it's hit or miss. You can do something in a hardcore match where I'm like, all right, I'm out, right? Like I'm not checked anymore. That was assault, brother, right? Or something, right? Like that wasn't necessary. And the syringe spot was kind of one of those for me because it just left me with a like, why was that what ended the match? Like, why was that the brutality after everything we saw here? Like a poking through the cheek, like the guy has earrings and shit. Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a women's match. Well, yeah, it's a women's match. And it actually took place at All In before the Swerve and Hangman match. It is Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander.
So if I had a fifth, I mean, that was it, right? I mean, that was like, that was there.
If you do splits into thumbtacks as a woman, you get the nod. Just kind of, that's
All right.
right?
I like
but then
it.
you get the light tubes. You get good storytelling too. That was the other thing that I thought was better about that night as well in comparison, even though I love Hangman and Swerve, is you saw Willow have the conflict of like, why am I still having to like, I don't want to actually end Statlander. And Statlander is like, I do. Wow. And then she was more vicious that night. So yeah.
I'm going to go to the chat here, Tom. Rewind 89, who I'll recap some chats before I get to the last chat they put out. They said Hook is the breakout star, right? Match with Samoa Joe defeating Chris Jericho, right? Hook is the baby goat. Hook will destroy Christian Cage for what he did to the goat Taz. And then he says here, Hook versus Samoa Joe, best match of the year. Hook will be a Grand Slam champion and a multi-time world champion. Rewind 89. Are you Hook? Are you Hook? Welcome to the show, Hook.
Yeah, Hook, welcome.
Hook.
Or Hook,
What's up,
or
man?
Hook's girlfriend.
It's not Hook. We don't talk
Or
about Fight Club.
Taz. Are you
Or
Taz?
Are you Taz?
Oh, are you Taz? I got so much to talk to you about.
He says, just like Taz, who was one of 2 grand. I just pictured Taz firing away. And another thing, Taz was the best.
November to Remember 1995 when he sides with Bill Alfonso over Gordon and he fucking 1, 2, and he picks up Gordon and pops him in the face and he's like,
rewind
this guy.
89, right? What are we rewinding 89? We got to figure this out. Was Hook born in 89? What's going on here? We got to figure this out, Tom. Yeah, he's probably not born in 89. He's probably younger than that. I'm old. I'm old.
Has fucking rules. Yeah, so my match of the year, Willow versus Statlander.
Okay.
Told a story. I prefer wrestling to be violent. If you're going to do non-weekly televised matches, I don't want this. No, fucking punch each other. Like, that's what we're doing here, right? The payoff is I'm paying money so that you two can fight. And that's a fight.
So honestly, like that was in my 5th spot. Like if I wrote out 5, but that's kind of, I left it only 4 so I could make the comment about how they've shit on women's wrestling and then it was thus off my list, right? And so, but it's that too, right? Like I know, like I try to leave the storylines out of it somewhat when we say best match because it's supposed to be best match, right? And then when it's, like I said, when it's those, it's kind of how I feel about like best match can't be a multi-person match unless we're specifically saying that because like, well, yeah, you had so much more to work with. I kind of feel the same with like cage matches, you know, lights out matches, street fights. I'm like, well, yeah, man, you give me an hour and some cinematic stuff and some cars and some cinder blocks. Like I'm going to tell a way better story than put me in this ring with my underwear. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah. Right.
Stadium Stampede's one of your favorite matches.
Stadium Stampede was one of the best things I've ever seen, like in pro wrestling from like an entertainment value ever. So fun. So fun.
Well, that's what this is all supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true. All right, so let's go with, you want to do the men's and women's best wrestlers?
Yep.
Let's start with the women. Let's give them their due. I mean, I think we might have the same
it's
answer.
The greatest wrestler.
Tony Storm.
Yeah.
It's fucking
right
Tony
here.
Storm. It's Tony
Which, by the
Storm.
way, you had mentioned when Orange Cassidy defeated Penta at the Independence show in October of 2023.
Defeated Ray
Phoenix, yeah.
Yep.
Ray Phoenix. This was the debut of Timeless Tony Storm. It was her first silent movie. And here's the other thing that I'm just going to point out. So that was the debut of Timeless Tony Storm, was at the Kansas City area.
So was the
AEW
debut
show.
of Tony Time.
So was the debut of Tony Time. So if you want cool shit to happen to Tony Storm, have him come back to Kansas City. Just gonna say it rules.
So
she's the best though. She's the best.
So hear me out. Much like when we're talking about NFL quarterbacks and they're like, who's the best quarterback? And they go, not named Patrick Mahomes, because they're like, obviously everybody's answer would have to be Patrick Mahomes because they're the 15-1 Kansas City Chiefs #1 seed in the AFC. So who then is the next, right? So I would say for me, the women's wrestler of the year, like not named Tony Storm. Willow. I'm going with Willow.
Yeah. So that would be my baby face of the year. If we were doing non-gender, just whatever, maybe, because she always makes me smile, right? She's just, look at this, right here, right?
Yeah.
I would say, though, it would be Chris Statlander
Statlander, yeah.
for the all-in match for the first Mercedes match. Because look, Mercedes has had kind of fine matches, right? In AEW. The first one where it was like, oh shit, this is the Sasha Banks that we used to love in NXT for me, you know.
Yeah.
Was the match with Statlander. So I would say, and she was fun with Stokely. The switch to babyface has been a little bit clunky, but she's still good. Like she's still like, I'm the shit. So I would say her. That would probably be my second. Willow would be third.
Mm-hmm. Darren 83 says more like the Kansas City Cheats, which is one I haven't heard. That's actually in all the years I hadn't heard that. That's actually that's kind of clever. I'm going to give him that one. You know what I've said is like everybody's like the refs are rigging for the Chiefs, which they used to say about the Patriots, and I'm like, hey, even if it's true, I'm fucking glad I'm finally rooting for the team that they're fucking cheating for. Great, it's my turn, bitch. Watch us win a 3-peat. Let's go. Ratings, motherfucker.
Quick football tangent. Here's the thing. Here's where I don't understand the hate for the Chiefs. And I'm being dead serious.
Okay.
With the recent dynasty of the Patriots. Well, with the recent, I can't.
If I didn't like us, we would be highly unlikable. There's so many reasons.
No, there's not. There isn't. Because here's the thing about the Patriots. They had 2 cheating scandals. 2.
Yo, yeah.
2 like that they got hot for, right?
Yeah.
2 of them.
2 of them.
That's not a, well, the refs. It's like, no. Yeah. There's proof. They're right here.
With this. Chiefs, it's like, yeah, I do not see a regular, like, here's how the Chiefs are always getting the refs. Like it's like we've seen some games where the Chiefs got fucked by the refs. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely not happening. And that never even really happened for the
Patriots.
The fucking Patriots either. But the Patriots cheated and got caught, right? Chiefs haven't done that. Like we haven't seen a deflated football scandal, a taping the people scandal, and none of that.
And not to go on, but we got fucked by the refs in our first year of the dynasty, 2019, when D Ford was offsides, bull fucking shit. Also, we beat the fucking Eagles 2 years ago, but Kadarius Toney's pinky toe was over, which the fucking ref looked at him. Kadarius Toney checked. He goes, "Am I good?" And the ref said, "Uh-huh." And then as soon as they said hike, he went, flag. So fuck off, refs. So suck it there. And what makes it so bad? Oh my God, that we're just in your face. Oh, that's what happens when you fucking win, guys. That's what happens when you fucking win. I don't know. That's not our problem.
It's gonna be
we
great
keep winning.
Watching the Chiefs win a Super Bowl 16-13, having thrown 3 interceptions in the game.
Yeah. The one touchdown thrown is from Travis Kelce, just to fucking piss you guys off.
On a lateral that he shouldn't have done, that hit the ground and got scooped up by fucking P. Ryan. All right.
Yeah, the only reason you guys hate us is because we're the #1 song. We're like a Taylor Swift song. It's really good. The Taylor Swift song is good. You just don't like that it's always played. Fuck off. Because you're the same people that will say, "Oh, I don't like Taylor Swift song." You know who my favorite band is? Is the Bleachers, which the Bleachers write fucking Taylor Swift's music, right? That's you guys. That's all. And I'm not even saying anyone specifically here. I'm just saying that's all you guys. It's I don't like him because he's always in my face. What's bad? What's bad? Huh? A kid from Mississippi that pulled his family out of poverty and is now the best defensive tackle in the NFL and Chris Jones? Yeah. Huh? That fucking guy? Huh? Or Patrick Mahomes, who had to live through a family of divorce and a Major League Baseball dad who was probably never actually there? Huh? Oh, is that bad? Oh, he throws football pretty good. Oh, I'm so sorry that he makes the football throwing fun. He'll just do it with his left hand. He'll flick it over the defense. He'll just do a side one sometimes. Oh,
could deal without the closet of Trumpism, but that's another story.
Hey, the whole fucking league, okay? If you hate us because of Butker, I'll give it to you. If you hate us because of Butker,
I hate that guy too. I'm in
a
weird position now where I'm like, I kind of like when the Chiefs kicker misses.
It's
weird.
Yes.
It's fucking weird.
If you hate us for 2 reasons, hold on. I'll give you this. 2 reasons that I will validate and say 100%. If you hate us because of Butker, totally fine. If you hate us because of the chop and the name, also totally get it. If you're like, fuck that, that's a stereotype that's harmful to Native Americans, yep, fucking hate it as well. But the team, Suck it.
This is America's sweethearts, God damn it. This team. Andy
Oh,
Reid?
Oh,
You
Travis
don't hate
Scott,
Andy Reid.
he loves cheeseburgers. Do you fucking not? Oh, I'm a vegan.
So,
Probably.
so Rewind 89, who is not Taz, said the most violent man in ECW was Sabu. Do you remember the great matches he had with the GOAT Taz, that co-main event, Barely Legal 97, ECW's first pay-per-view? And he also says not only is Taylor Swift's favorite wrestler Taz, but her favorite matches is Taz versus Sabu Living Dangerously 1999. Her favorite part is when they shook hands after the match.
And then Rob Van Dam came back and boom, hit Taz in the back. And then Bill Alfonso turned on Taz to join with Sabu and RVD. And
you know what I left
all the
off
time.
of our recap list to kind of make sure I sped it up was we got 2 cameos from Rob Van Dam this year in AEW.
Yeah. Well, and then he also went to NXT. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah, fuck your mom 2 times says my hate for your team is because you're in our division, because he's a Broncos fan. Hey, we can let you win next week. That's how good we are. We can just let you win.
You probably won't, though.
We can just forfeit. Yeah, we probably won't. We'll probably find a way to accidentally win this game, too. That'd be great.
I was a third string wide receiver.
I tried to punt it to him.
Lateral.
And he fucking dropped it. I don't know what was going
They
on.
put Creed Humphrey back there to return kicks, and he brought one back to the house.
Rewind 89, who is not Taz, says, why do you think Taylor Swift's lucky number is 13? Just like the GOAT, Taz.
Taylor Swift is awesome. She donated $250,000 to Operation Breakthrough. If you don't know what Operation Breakthrough is, Google it. It's in Kansas City. It's an amazing organization. My wife works with them. That won me over. I liked her music as it was, but then she does the secret in the sense that it wasn't announced. She showed up to Children's Mercy. Children's Mercy is our children's hospital where children who are dealing with unspeakable things happening are there. She showed up to provide a spark of happiness for a great number of. She even did one. I know we're off tangent, but it's fine. She even did one where these 2, I believe it was a brother and a sister, they start singing this Taylor Swift song, and they're like, ba 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 ba, and she one part, then sings the other part, and then Taylor Swift throws the curtain, because there was a curtain that was pulled up. She throws the curtain back, and then she does like a catwalk, and then she like sings her part, and then they all 3 sing together. Like all the amazing celebrity things, or all the things that celebrities do for everyone is amazing. But like, can you name someone going that above and beyond? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty remarkable. I thought that was crazy.
And
she's awesome.
Darren Katie 3 points out.
No,
she
shut
babysat
up.
Jeff Jarrett's
Shut
kids and taught her how to play guitar. Like
Look,
your shirt of your favorite wrestler. Like, just look at my shirt and look at yours. Who's wearing the cooler shirt? Let's let the fans vote. Let the fans vote in the chat. Speaking of, back what we were on, best men's wrestler this year. I think it's Swerve Strickland. I know, like, I considered Danielson, right, as a serious contender, and then Moxley, Ospreay, and MJF were kind of on a lower tier there, I feel like, but I think it's Swerve Strickland.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. It's
Hangman. Okay.
The ups and downs and the relatability of, I'm doing bad things, but I really am not a bad person. But do you not understand what they did to me? How many people who have done bad things can tell you the reason why they did it, right? And then can tell you why, hey, that put me down a path where I'm now in a
he did nothing
worse
wrong.
situation. But you get what I'm saying? Now he's in a worse situation. Now, I know he's challenging for the championship, but as far as a human, he's in a worse situation. But who else hasn't gone down that road? I've done it a million times. That's why I'm doing this podcast.
Ask
And
George
so,
Clooney.
like, yeah. Oh man, BFFs. I say for life, but I think he's dead.
Diarrhea dudes. Is he dead?
Diarrhea dudes, brother.
Yeah.
There's
Bowel
a
movement
George
bros.
Woo. Yeah.
Yeah, so you
I've-
got I get what you're saying there. Yeah, the storyline arcs and stuff like that are definitely unique and something we haven't seen, right? Like, I like
Yeah,
it.
because, and again, Swerve ruled. Swerve is the coolest man in pro wrestling, bar none. But after he got through the kind of feud with Hangman, he's kind of felt directionless, right? Like it's just kind of been like, I'm hanging out. And I guess now I'm doing the Hurt Business, but now I'm also kind of talking shit on Ricochet for whatever reason. So he's great. But for me, Hangman has been the more defined character consistently that I've enjoyed the most.
So what do you think was your best moment of 2024?
You want to go first or you want me to
I
go
mean,
first?
I think it's Sting's retirement, right?
Oh,
the love we all felt, right? His kids were out there. We got the video packages, right? It was all, you know what I mean? He had a victory. I considered Danielson's title victory, right, as a big moment that we all, went down into. And I also considered Hangman, who did nothing wrong, but he did burn a house down, right? So I considered that moment. But I'm going with Sting's retirement. Like, that's the one where I stick out and I'm like, I remember that, right? Like, sticks out, like, what has AEW done in a year? Like, I was like, well, we did do Sting's retirement, right? Like, that's the first thing that hit my mind.
Dude, we fucking suck.
Mm.
We suck. We were talking about tag team.
Yeah.
You know what the tag team of the year is?
Oh, well, Sting and Darby Allin.
No. Look at our chat. Look at after
Outrunners. God damn it.
We suck.
Yeah.
The Outrunners.
Yeah.
I mean, I even said FTR like a fucking schmuck. God. Yeah, it's Outrunners.
You know what? You know what it was? It was like we were saying, like, they're the obvious number one. So it's who is the best tag team in AEW in 2024, not named the Outrunners. We just forgot that part.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, forgive us. We're not SOBs like Tino here in the in the chat here, man. We just simply forgot, like, to mention that, of course, it's the Outrunners. Of course, it's the youngest men alive.
Yeah. The Bruce Lees of the jet skis.
Yeah. The Arnold Schwarzeneggers of squash and ham and eggers.
Yes.
Yeah.
My moment of the year, and it's because I actually watched it back maybe 5 times. It was 1, shocking, and 2, probably the best acting in all of AEW all year. And I don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but when Mariah May turned on Tony Storm and her whimpering and the blood that was coming through and just Mariah May licking the blood. And I mean, Jesus, like, it was unsettling to the point where I was like, hold up, I know we're paying this off, but like, did they kind of actually not like each other? Like, yeah, it's, for me, Sting's retirement, especially as a little stinger, here's current Sting. Here's, me liking Sting as a little stinger. That was amazing. I love that. But it was kind of like, okay, cool. But that one, I was like, holy shit, that was incredible.
Coincidentally, Little Stinger was your nickname in high school. So, Tom, who then, or what was...
The women always be like, what is this Little Stinger?
Yeah, what is this? Oh, Little Stinger Thomas here. And you were like, that's right. I love Sting. And they were like, yeah,
sure you do.
Tom, best story. You look sad. You didn't even look like you laughed at that joke like I hit too close to home. You were like, God damn it.
Well, it wasn't sad. It was just like, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, no, I know. I talk about it with my therapist every week. Thanks, man. He's for bringing
that
up.
It's just, everyone knows. It's just, that's what's happens. You accept it, right? I didn't pick it.
Fuck Your Mama 2 times says George Clinton is alive.
No, great.
So, good. It's good.
Great.
If you run into him, say, Tom, the guy who had diarrhea with you in the Barnes & Noble in, what was it, Atlanta?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Says, what up? Check out alleelitewrapup.com. All right, best storyline of the year, Tom. What do you got? This is our final one.
I've got the best storyline of the year. So I wanted to diversify my picks because I was almost going to say Mariah May, Tony Storm, but then that's Tony Storm, right? So I wanted to diversify just a little bit. And so I went with, she's the best. But for the sake of conversations, right? I am going to say it is Swerve and Hangman. Again, the burning of the house down, another amazing moment. That match, which was one of the moments that I think people don't remember as much that I do, as far as like that made me wince and like, why did we do it? Was the like backdrop on the cinder block. Remember the like, we're just gonna block off. That wasn't even the end of the match. Like, Yeah.
Rewind to 89, who is not Taz, says my
Not
moment
Taz.
of the year, and probably 97% of wrestling fans' moment of the year is when the GOAT Taz choked out Brian Keith.
Yeah.
One of my moments of the year is remembering you starting the Taz chant at Dynasty when he did not want that chant started. Hook's getting beat up in the ring by Chris Jericho, and you stood up in a moment of silence. And again, we've got not far away seats, right? We're not next to him, but we're not, you know what I mean? We're not,
You can see
we're
it.
not
Yeah.
hurting. You went, Taz, help him. What are you doing? Taz! And some poor schmuck next to you went, Taz! And everybody just, Taz, Taz, Taz. And he was so mad. He was like, shut the fuck up. So he was,
And then I was
it's
like-
about him. It's about Hook. It's not me.
Well, then I made people laugh because I was like, if you're not going to be a good dad, let's get someone who is.
Yeah.
Else is.
You said Christian would help like a real father. Like
Get out
on
of
his
here,
walk of
Christian.
shame after his son got murdered. Yeah. Oh, you were 5 feet away from him when you yelled that.
yeah.
I know he heard that. That was good stuff.
Yeah. So rewind 89. I'm sorry for yelling in your face, but
Yeah.
you know, help out your son.
Yeah. Sorry.
Uh,
yeah, you should have helped.
Help
What
out
was wrong
your
with you?
Yeah, personally, my favorite moment of the year, or story, you know, would have been me doing the Yuta sucks. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was fun.
It is fun. I know that's recency bias, right?
Yeah.
But
That
goddamn,
was
that was
fun.
fun. My best storyline of the year is also the Hangman Swerve rivalry, right? We got the burning the house. We got Hangman did nothing wrong. We've got this crazy conflicted Hangman, right?
And also on the other side of that was Swerve going, "Oh, I get it." Like that was the other part that I thought was great
Yeah.
about the storyline is he's like, "Oh no, I would probably be doing the same thing if I did."
Yeah, Swerve not being like, what
I
a
did
weirdo, what a crazy. He's
Yeah.
just like, no, I get it, but fuck him.
Right, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Fucking, I'll do it again. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you. Yeah.
That's what made it great.
Great. Yes. Again, realistic, right? It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
this like it had to be these polar opposites. I did consider the timeless Tony Storm saga, right? From beginning
Mm-hmm.
to the whole Mariah May stuff. I just it feels like to me the Mariah May run is part of that story, and that has felt lame, right? Like we have done nothing with that.
Yeah.
Like, it has
The
felt
Mina Shirakawa
criminal
thing
bad.
was kind of cool, but then it's been a little
Yeah.
bit of a dud since.
and
then.
Bryan Danielson's final run. I consider that as the best storyline. Like
Well,
that was
and
up
then-
there.
Yeah, and another moment of the year that I considered was when they tried to kill him. When they put the
Yeah.
fucking bag over his head, I was
That's
like, "What the
true.
fuck are they doing?"
It's true.
Like-
Fucking Mama 2 times brought up the Willow Mercedes contract signing. We had a thumbnail about that one. She put it through the table. That was a good. One.
Mhm.
That was good.
Wow. Yeah, that was great.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff happened this year. I'm excited for 2025. Tony Khan said in a media call that World's End will be the end of a chapter for AEW, which could be just because of the pay-per-view. But it also kind of seemed like, hey, we're going to Max, so now we're going to do some more things. So I'm excited for what
It's interesting. I got my Max
2025.
subscription ready to go.
Yeah,
Signed up
I'm
and ready to
stealing
go.
mine, so I'm loving it.
Nice.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
Max.
Nice.
Max is good. I really do like the app.
Terry Funk did the plastic
Yeah,
bag thing.
I
ECW
know.
brings it up. I think you did
yeah.
bring it up. Actually.
I did. I
Mhm.
know. I'm not saying that they were the first. I'm just
Hey,
saying it was-
Taz or not Taz? We brought it up. Yeah.
definitely.
All right, man. I think we've had enough fun here. We've been here a long time. We will let you all get back to your families. Enjoy your holidays. We are coming up on a new year. We'll be back here next Thursday, though, ready to go. It will be the 1-year anniversary of the All Elite Wrap-Up. There is that. So come with it. Do like Ash Hendricks said. Send us in a clip. aewrapup@gmail.com, right? Voice it, video it, type it out, send it to us. We'll talk about what you want to talk about right here next week on the All Elite Wrap-Up.
Time.